How's it going, guys? Thank you for joining me today. Today is March 9th, 2021. I am hoping that everyone's doing alright. Okay, so let's get into it. Our topic of the conversation today is gonna be backup fighter taking that win. Who could beat Amanda Nunes? Valarie, what's up? Fighter versus sponsor, and a segment that I like to call That Just Happened. Alright, here we go. Alright, so after that, let's head into our first topic of the conversation for today, and that is backup fighter. Is that a good idea? Well, how could it not be? I mean, you guys, let's think about this for 1 second. I mean, take a look at this event right here. This was the one from Dubai, and it's headlined by Conor McGregor taking on Dustin Poirier. And for this event, the backup fighter for the event was Michael Chandler. Okay, this would have been his first debut inside the UFC, inside the octagon, and to me, that is such a big opportunity. It's not just the fact that it's an opportunity for him to make a big splash and taking on possibly one of the best fighter, one of the biggest name in the UFC that the UFC or even the world of mixed martial art as a whole have to offer, and that is Conor McGregor. And on the flip side, it's about exposure. It's about exposure as well. And you guys, I realized that in this one right here, in this event right here, oh, excuse me, Michael Chandler did not compete in this event, but regardless, the exposure that came from it was huge. Michael Chandler, he did mention that by just showing up, at the at Fight Island, he he's got the most media coverage that he has ever had in his whole entire career. And you guys, that is saying a lot. That is saying a lot. It's just the fact that I realized that Bellator, they are a small promotion, but for him to come out and say that, that is huge. And on top of that, I was crossing my finger. Is that I was hoping for, well, I was hoping for the fight to happen, but since it's COVID, and there was a chance, but I realized that the chance was slim that one of these guys might have made weight. Oh my goodness. Could you just imagine if one of these guys did not make weight, and there's no backup fighter, and there's no one to back it up? I realized that is a stretch, because these guys they're a professional athlete, and I don't see that happening. But you guys, like I said, the possibility is still there. The chance is still there, and why chance it? Why chance it? And I don't know how much or what kind of deal that the UFC have with Dubai, because the UFC must bring at least a certain amount of fight to Dubai each year, and I believe it's four. So that's once every 3 months, once every quarter of the year. And this was one of the biggest fight that they could possibly offer as a products for as a fight product for Dubai. And could you only imagine if it tanked? That would be, if I was Dana White, if I was their broadcasting partner, because you're expecting big numbers, big rating, and all of a sudden it fall through. I would honestly shit a brick. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? And you guys, on top of that, I'm not sure how much Michael Chandler was getting paid, but I am confident. I am confident by saying that he was well taken care of. And besides the exposure, it was an opportunity for him, because that would have been his first fight inside the UFC if he had the opportunity to compete. But as we know, that didn't happen. And Dustin Poirier beat Conor McGregor, I believe, in round four stoppage, TKO stoppage. I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was a nice introduction for Michael Chandler to the world of to a new fan base, to more of a casual fan base, and most people, I mean the casual, I won't say most people, they recognize the UFC more than they do when it comes to Bellator, when it comes to the world of mixed martial arts. And also, you guys, at the end of the day, UFC is where you gotta be. It's where you gotta be to make the most money. And as a promoter, you have the obligation to in this case, the location, which is Dubai, the place that give you like a shitload of money just to bring fight each year. And to me, that is guaranteed revenue. And you are only as good as your last fight, and you are only as good as your last show. So I think having a backup fighter, it's a great idea. And personally, I believe that they should have done this a lot sooner. And you guys, moving forward, I believe that they are gonna have a backup fighter for each of the major event. After that being said, I don't. Oh my goodness. After that being said, I don't think that there is one. I don't think that there is a backup fighter for this one coming up, and that is the main event, which is going to be headlined by Francis Ngannou taking on Stipe Miocic. And shit, yeah, the UFC have not announced who would be the backup fighter for that event. Okay, let's play matchmaking for one moment. If you were the matchmaker, and this is one of the biggest fight in UFC heavyweight history, because as right now, guys, these two guys, Francis Ngannou and Stipe, they are a beast. They are the 1-2. They are, well, Stipe is the champ for a reason. And who would you have as backup fight for this event? Let's think about it for 1 second. Cyril Gane or Derek Lewis? I would have to go with Cyril Gane. No, I take that back. I would go with Derek Lewis because, well, he's a bigger name and people liked him. I realized that he's lower when it comes to the UFC ranking. But I gotta say, Cyril Gane is sorry, but I have to say Derek Lewis is my go-to because he's more recognized when it comes to the, well, I hate using these words. It's the word casual. I realize that I've been saying a lot. So yeah, Derek Lewis should be a backup fighter. Okay, so let's get back into this topic of conversation. Is it a good idea to have a backup fighter? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, it's a good idea. Because at the end of the day, you guys, as a promoter, I am not a promoter, but however, they put in a lot of time and effort. And I keep bringing this up. This one right here, this event at Dubai, it was a really big event for them. And everyone came out happy. And when I say everyone, I mean the UFC, ESPN, because they got something to show for a new products, a new fight essentially that they could add to their library. And most of all, it's the host location, and that tells me that they're coming back. They're coming back. They signed a contract for a reason, and the UFC delivered. Yeah. So yes, 100% having backup fighter is a very good idea. I honestly believe that the UFC should have a backup fighter for all main event, especially a big main event. Fight night, you could kind of get away with it because the card is a bit more shallow. But for any UFC main event with the title on the line, or any big fight that's involved, let's say Conor McGregor or John Jones, I believe that a backup fighter, it's a must. It's a must. Give these guys, I don't know, they show money, and it's just to save the card, you know. It's not. I mean, the UFC, they got the money. They got money to give out an extra $100,000 or 200 or even like 500, because I believe that's what Michael Chandler received for being backup fighter for that event. And you know what? It cannot be verified, but it just, you know, people talk, and I read the forums, I read the comment section, and it seems like the amount that I just mentioned was the consensual is around 100. You know, and at the end today, he's got a free trip of it, free trip exposure, and he did have the opportunity to see how the machine, which is the UFC, how they work compared to Bellator. I thought it was win-win overall. Promoter, Dubai, fighter, they got paid. Having a backup fighter is a very good idea. Yeah. Alright guys, so after that, let's head into our second topic of the conversation for today, and that is take the win. Just take the win. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this up as part of the topic of the conversation is that, well, as you guys may know, UFC 259, Aljamain Sterling became the UFC new bantamweight champion, and a lot of people was thinking that there was a bit of acting involved, that he could have continued. You know what? Fuck those guys. If I was Aljamain, fuck yeah, absolutely 100% that I would take the title. I would take the title. You hit me illegally, you lose the belt. It is what it is. It is what it is. And you guys, that might be sound a bit selfish, a bit greedy, but however, it's the opportunity that comes with being the UFC title holder, being a UFC champion. It's huge. It's huge. And if that's the case, why wouldn't you take it? In this situation right here, it was given to him. I believe that it would have been foolish for him not to take it. I realized that he is going to take a bit of a backlash. You know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. He's the champ. And now, right now, he is guaranteed himself another main event, or, well, unless it's to like the John Jones or Stipe or even the Conor McGregor, I could see this being one of the UFC future main event. And that is saying a lot. It's just the fact that it does add a bit of intrigue. It does add a bit of hype for the fight coming up. And at the end of the day, it's also about storyline. These guys are not just fighters. They are, well, this fighting is what they do to put food at the table, to take care of the family. And with the UFC title, you just make more money. Essentially, you just make more money. And essentially, this is the reason why these guys do it in the first place. So yeah, fucking do it, man. And you guys, on the flip side, could you just imagine if Anthony Smith right here, if Anthony Smith would have taken the knee, and it's like, hey John, I'm not fighting. You hit me illegally as well. I won that title. His life would have changed. His life would have changed, and I believe that it would have changed for the better, because the rematch would have done huge. And you guys, I believe that nearly all of the UFC champion, they would get some sort of UFC points. I realized that DJ Demis Johnson was one of those few people that did not receive pay-per-view points. But man, if you have the right manager, and in this case right here, this fight right here, when Anthony Smith take on John Jones for the second time after he takes that win, I'm fairly certain, I'm like 99% certain that his manager would find a way for Smith to get some sort of some sort of pay-per-view bonus, because it would have been one of the biggest fight that the UFC would have to offer to us as the fight fan. And yeah, it's just too much money to be made, and it's too much money for the UFC not to make off that fight. So, man, take the win, take the win. It's as easy as that. Don't give a shit what anyone says. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap of of the hater. You know, take that win, take your money, and go get a rematch, because the rematch will be huge, especially for this fight, because that fight right there, Aljamain versus Peter Yan, that was the first time that the UFC title has changed hand through a disqualification. It could have been a second if Smith would have taken that win against John Jones. Oh yes, let's get back to that for one moment, okay? Against John Jones, you guys. John Jones, essentially, on his UFC record, he has only lost once. Lost once through a disqualification as well. It's a 12-6 elbow. 12-6 elbow, and that was one of his loss. And a lot of people saying that was a bit of lap of a judgment. But you could always say that with all of the illegal knee, because it was unintentional. Fuck, I'm so hungover. Okay, and the first time when that happened versus Matt Hamill, John Jones, he did receive a bit of I would like to say sympathy, because he was fairly new to the game. He didn't realize that it was illegal, and that happened. It happens, right? But however, if Anthony Smith would take it again, if Anthony would take that win against John Jones for the second time, and you guys, that time, I believe it was 2018, John Jones, he's not one of the biggest fan favorite, because, well, the stuff that he does outside of the octagon, you know, and that would have been a big win. It would have been a big win for him. He could have said that he was the UFC champion, regardless of how he would have won the title. And the same thing with Aljamain Sterling. You guys, you know what? The reality of the situation is that he was losing that fight. Aljo was losing that fight heading into the fourth, or heading into the fifth, which they never got to because of the DQ. The tide was turning, and even during the fourth round, he did not look good. And now all of a sudden, to me, I believe that is a bit of a gift, because what I just said is that he was losing that fight, and Peter Yan kind of gift wrapped him that title. And there has also been mentioned that, well, that his corner told him to throw that knee kick, or that knee to the head. So he won on both accounts. He won on the fact that Peter Yan did it, and number two, that it was instructed by his corner to do it. I don't know what to tell you, man. Take that win. That's the topic of the conversation. Take that win. Don't feel bad. You know, I keep going back to this, and that is Anthony Smith versus John Jones. Anthony, man, your life would have changed. Your life would have changed. You could have that UFC title on top of your mantle right now. And looking back, not right now, but like, let's say 20, 30 years down the road, you could look back on your career as a UFC fighter, and you could claim to become a UFC champion. And no one is going to dispute that, because if anyone does, you're like, right there, man, right there, I got the belt, so fuck you. I'm the champ. And I realized that he did lose his next fight versus Glover Teixeira. It doesn't matter. Once you're champ, you will always be a champ. And that can be said with Aljamain Sterling right here. He's a champ. No one could take that away from him. No one. you could hate him all you want, but at the end of the day, Aljamain Sterling is your new UFC bantamweight champion, and that is that. There's nothing that you could do about it. There's nothing that I could do about it. I wouldn't want to. Like, why would I? I was a bit disappointed. Well, I shouldn't say disappointed. I was a bit. You know what? I lied. Like, if I would have that belt, I would have done the same thing. And where I was going with this is that, if you guys have not seen or check out my video from yesterday, MMA in the morning, episode 11, is that Aljamain Sterling, after winning that belt through a disqualification, he was going around taking pictures and he was posting with it. I don't know if I would have done that, you know, because that seems like it's just rubbing into Peter Yan's face. And sportsmanship, I would wait, I don't know, like maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, but I would not do it right away. And from what I've heard, from what I've seen, he won the belt on Saturday, and by Sunday morning he was taking pictures with a few people. I don't know who those people are. It could be his coach, his family member, training partner. But I would wait. I would just wait a bit. So yeah, that's it. So you guys, let's get back into it. Take that win. Take the win, man. Take the win. There's a lot of opportunity comes with being at the UFC champion. Regardless of how you win it, take that win. And man, I just hope that Anthony. John Jones is one of my favorite fighter. I just hate going back to it, but man, Anthony, your life would have changed. Your life would have changed. I realized that it would have been to the expense of John Jones, but that's okay. That is okay, because you could have said that you got one of the biggest win against one of the MMA like greatest, which is John Jones. You guys, shit. Okay, so like I said, man, take that win whenever you can, and for Aljo, it's a big one because he get to become the champion. And if you're not fighting for a title, take that win, because you will get you will get your win bonus as well. And at the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. That's why these fighters put their life on the line, put their health on the line. So yeah, take that win, take the money, collect the checks, and collect the championship belt. So well played, Aljo. And you know what? If you were acting, you got me, man. You got me. So yeah, take the win. Alright, so after that, let's move into our next topic of the conversation, and that is, who could beat Amanda? That's the question, right? That is the question. So inside the UFC, I believe that there's only one person who has beat Amanda, and that's this lady right here, Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah, that's it, guys. I honestly believe that she is the only person inside the UFC, and the reason why I keep saying that inside the UFC is that the other person that is not inside the UFC is Chris Cyborg. She's competing in Bellator. She is a Bellator featherweight champion. And Valentina, this person that we're looking at right here, that's her next opponent, and that was Jessica Andreas. So that is her next that is her next god damn it. That is her next assignment. Valentina Shevchenko, she's taking on Jessica Andreas at UFC 261 for the UFC flyweight title. And yeah, man. And you guys, Valentina, she has been like destroying girls like left and right. At 125, I don't see anyone to beat her either. And it's gonna be a tall order for Jessica right here to beat her. But she did beat Rose, and she was losing that fight. She dropped her. Like I said, you guys, the only person that I can see beating Amanda Nunes right now, given the state of the situation, is Valentina. That's it. The rest, I just can't think of anybody in or at 120. Sorry, at 135 or at 145, because 145 is so shallow. It's so shallow, and she could destroy bitches like left and right, and there's nothing that they could do about it. It's just gonna be another easy day for her. And when I want to say for her, Amanda at 135 and 145, and also Valentina at 125. I don't see anybody at 125 that could beat Valentina either. Cause you know what, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jessica, but I don't see her winning, because I realized that Jessica Andrade, she's very stocky, she's very strong, but so is Valentina. Valentina is very strong as well, yes. Valentina, she's very strong as well. And I just see her like destroying everybody. Everybody at 125. Everybody. And the last girl that she fought, she destroyed her. I believe that she put her into a coma or something like that. It was this one right here. She destroyed her. I mean, holy smokes. Holy fucking smokes. And I realized that it might be a while for Valentina to fight Amanda again. It's just the fact that they have fought each other twice before. They fought each other twice before, and Valentina lost both those rounds, both those matchups. So I'm not too certain. I don't know how excited the UFC would be to have them fight for the third time. I realized that the previous two meetings, it was really close, and it was too close. But however, who won? Amanda Nunes. She won both of the meetings. And you guys, the reality of the situation right now is that the women's division, 125, 35, and 45, it's shallow. It's very shallow right now, and competition is tough. It's tough to come by. And the champ that you have at each of this division, I realized that Amanda, she is holding 2 belts at 35 and 45. And where was I going with this? Yeah, Amanda, she's holding 2 belts at 35 and 45. She's taking up 2 weight class, 2 of the 4. And I just don't see any competition in that weight class. I realize that I just keep repeating myself, but you guys, that's how I honestly feel. The only person that could beat her is Valentina. Everyone else, it's just gonna be another easy payday for her, and I can't blame her. I would take all the easy day. I would take all the easy day all day, because she's a prize fighter. That's what she does. She fight for a living. She fight to feed her family, and with the new introduction of her kid, she's got one. Take the money, man. Take the money and run. Absolutely 100%. And after that's being said, you guys, I believe that the best division right now is, of course, the 115. I'm really looking forward to the fight of Rose Namajunas taking on Weili Zhang. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. That's my pick right there. That's my pick. That girl right there. That lady right there. Valentina. She is the only person that I believe that within the UFC roster that could give Amanda Nunes run for her money. I would love to see it. Maybe this year. Maybe not. Because, well, right now Amanda Nunes, she's got a different priority with her baby, like I just mentioned. So yeah, that's my pick. Or you never know, maybe in 2022 Chris Cyborg could come back. I don't think so. Or someone, I just don't know, man. Okay, so that is my quick thought of who could possibly beat Amanda Nunes within the UFC. There's only one. That's Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina. It's my pick all day, every day. Alright, so let's head into our next topic of the conversation, and that is Valarie Loureda. Valarie, what's up? So guys, you guys might be thinking, why am I talking about her? Okay, I honestly believe that Valarie Loureda, she is the next big thing in women MMA. Okay, and these are my reasons why. Okay, you guys, I realized that she's only got 3 fights in Bellator, but it's not just her fighting ability. It's not what she does inside the cage. It's also what she does outside the cage as well. I mean, just take a look at her follower. Just take a look at her Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. She is exploding. She's finding a way to get herself noticed and recognized. And her latest venture, of course, is the Valarie Love. I'm having a tough time saying that name. But regardless, she's got her own website, and she is just exploding. She's everywhere. I mean, during COVID, 2020, I think this is one of her biggest year. It's just the fact that she has found a way to make to keep herself relevant inside the world of, not just inside the world of mixed martial arts, but in the sporting world. We come to entertainment, and yeah, and when it comes to exposure, she is, honestly guys, she is killing it. She is killing the game. And last week there was a bit of an announcement. I kind of thought that she was going to announce her next fight in Bellator, but it was the launch of her website. Go check it out. And man, I got nothing but good words to say about her. She's a grinder. She's crushing it. She's an athlete. She's attractive, and she's just crushing this game. Valarie, in my mind, in my opinion, is the next big thing in the world of mixed martial art, in the world of female. Not just female, but in the world of mixed martial arts as a whole. If Bellator does it right, if they give it the right matchup, she'll win, hopefully, and she will do the rest. You guys, she will do the rest. I mean, she's got everything. She got the looks, the talent, the fan base, and from what I've seen, it seems like she's very humble. You know, she's humble. She's crushing it. She's making that money. I got nothing but good words to say. I mean, like, what you see right here, I'm calling this right now. This is March 9th, 2021. Give her a few more years, and she'll be dominating. She will dominate the MMA world. But matchmaking, as long as Bellator give her the right matchup, the right matchmaking, I realize, well, you know what? I don't know if domination is the right word, but she's the next big thing, you guys. I honestly believe that she is the next big thing. She's got that X factor, and her stars is rising. It's glowing. It's getting brighter. Essentially, it's getting brighter. Future champ, maybe, possibly, but she's only 22. She's got a long way to go. Her future's bright. But however, if one thing that I would like to say is that I do not want her to compete into UFC or bare knuckle fighting. If you ask why, like, why don't I want to compete in the world's biggest MMA promotion? Okay, so this is when reality hits the wall, when shit hit the fan. I honestly don't think that she could become a UFC champion and she would get a beating. Yeah, just put it mildly. I think she might be in for a bit of a beatdown. But you guys, that's how I feel right now. She could improve, absolutely 100%. She's been training. We'll see what happens in like 4 or 5 years down the road. But I don't think she'll be in the game for that long, for another 5 or 6 years, because, like I said, she's been building a nice fan base, and it will get to a point, I say within the next 4 years or so, that she will make bank outside of her activity, her venture outside the cage, than she would inside the cage. And if that's the case, like, look at Conor McGregor. If that's the case, like, why would you choose to continue fighting and put your health on the line if you don't have to? I realize that there is a I realize that you could argue with the competitive nature, but the body can only take so much. And yeah, and I can see within the next few years or so, I'll have to say 5, she will make more money if she's not right now outside of her venture outside the cage than she would be inside. I mean, she's a Instagram model, she's a fighter, she's an entrepreneur, she's crushing the game, and the future is bright, both in and outside the octagon. I am looking forward to see what the future holds for her. Okay, guys. So that is my quick thought on Valarie Loureda, and yeah, I'm looking forward to her next fight, whoever's it may be against. Yeah. And Valarie, don't do bare knuckle, please. That is brutal. You're better than that. There's better way to make money. Don't go to bare knuckle. I don't give a shit how much they gave you. Okay. So let's head into our next topic of the conversation. And you guys, this one, it kind of surprised me. And the topic of the conversation is fighter versus sponsor. I just don't understand. And this is what I mean by that. How come there's why? Like, what's the misunderstanding? What is the argument? What is like I mean, and this is why I don't understand. You guys could fill me in on this. Okay. If you are a professional athlete, regardless of what field or whatever you do, or regardless, or you could even play chess. I don't give a shit. But let's say if you are a sponsor individual, that tells me that you must have some kind of contract with your sponsor, essentially. And in this case, guys, from UFC 259, there was a bit of, I don't know, like disagreement, conflict of interest, I don't know what you would call it, between Dominic Cruz and one of Monster's Energy marketing guy. I don't know who this guy is. His name is, let me have a look here, Han Mollicam. I never heard that name in my life. But however, he's part of the Monster Energy promotional team, and Dominic Cruz is having a bit of a tough time with him, and I just don't understand why. I believe that anytime that an athlete sign with a sponsor, it's within the name. You wear the products, you promote their drinks, you promote the items, whatever the case may be. They are with in a sense your sponsor. It's within the name. I don't know what else is being asked of Dominic Cruz besides the obligation that he signs for. Is it too much to ask? I honestly don't know, because according to the press conference, all he was asking for was a bit of a shout out, and is that too much? I just honestly don't know, you guys. I mean, if you're paying me, Fuck yeah, I'll give you a shout out. You want me to help promote your items, promote your products? Pay me. That's what you do. That's why you sponsor me. Okay, okay. And if you look at this one right here, this is the Reeboks. I realized that, especially when it comes to the fighter, Reeboks are, it's not it's not good. It's not good for the fighter. Let's put it that way. And that is why they are leaving. But let's get back to Dominic Cruz with Monster Energy, or you know what? Let's talk about like fighters as a whole with the sponsor that they would get from any sponsor. Reebok's huge, Monster Energy is huge, and one of the athletes, she is getting a sponsor from Red Bull Energy as well. Fuck man. I mean, I remember during the time where these guys would wear like fucking like Condom Depot on their ass, and fucking like some kind of face mask bullshit that they have to do to make some money. And I don't know who I should side with. Like, I would like to say like I would like to side with the sponsor, because at the end of the day, the fighters, they make their money not just through fighting but also sponsorship. The sponsorship deal that they might have with like whoever that they sign with. And in this situation with Monster Energy, they are not just a partner of with the fighter; they also partner with the UFC to promote it as well. And after that's being said, like, the fuck, man, I just don't understand. Like, what is so difficult? I just don't understand the conflict. I just don't understand the conflict and the clash between the fighters and sponsors. Especially when it gets to a point where it must in this case it was brought up like nationally, and even Dominic, he got to a point where, you know what, I'll fight you. Like, I don't have to do it for money. I'll do it for free. I'll do it for charity. You know, and we could sponsor your products like that to a fight, because that's what I do. I am a fighter. Let's fight. So I just don't understand. I am fairly certain that Monster Energy, they are giving Dominic Cruz a fair chunk of change, a good amount of money. And it's not just that, it's also opened up the door and an opportunity for other fighters as well. You know what? Me as an observer, as an outsider looking in, I would like to know more about it. Like, what's the situation? I don't understand why. Like, I just don't understand. Like, just do it, man. They'll give you money. They'll give you money just to wear their shirt, have their drinks, wear their products. Fuck yeah. It's an additional source of income that you didn't have before. Why wouldn't you do it? Like, it boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. Is it that bad? Like, I just like I said, you guys, like, if you guys could fill me in on this, me personally, I just honestly don't understand, and I am gonna go on a rant, because it seems like that is what I'm doing right now. I realized that one of the worst sponsorship deal for the fighters is, of course, the, like I just previously mentioned, and that was the Reebok deal. And a lot of fighters are losing a lot of money. It's just the fact that, I think, for championship fighter, they would get like $50,000, and as an entry level fighter, you get like 5,000. Well, previously, fighters would make it like $100,000 to $200,000 to sponsorship alone. That is a big pay cut. That is a big pay cut. And like I said, I'm using Reebok as an example because, well, it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal for fighters. But for Monster, I don't know, man. It's just, they are a massive company, and they make good money. Like, they could afford to give the fighters, essentially, well, within reason, like, a good deal, like a good amount of money. And a fighter like Dominic Cruz, he has been with UFC for a long time, and for him to speak up, I just want to know, like, what happened behind closed doors. what happened. And on top of that, you guys, talking about personal sponsorship deal. The other one is Israel Adesanya and Puma. That's a game changer. That is a game changer. And before that, it was John Jones and Nike, until John has a bit of an incident where he ran into a lady, or into a car, and of course that is out the window. But besides that, I mean, if you have the opportunity to partner up with like anybody, like Monster, Nike, Reebok, well, okay, I take that back, with the exception of Reebok, you know, and like anything, or even like Xbox, when Demetrius Johnson, he was making bank, and Reebok would give him like not just money but products when it comes to like games, and they would advertise him through the platform, because Xbox is a big platform as well, guys. It's bigger than the UFC. The UFC is worth what, like 5-6 billion. Reebok's like worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And you could also make an argument that Monster Energy is bigger than the UFC as well when it comes to the market cap. You know, and of course, fucking Puma and Nike, they're way above the UFC. And yeah, man. Like I say, guys, I just don't understand the confusion. I just don't look at this. Dominic Cruz right here. He's holding the energy Monster energy drink right there. I'm gonna go back for a bit. Right here. I mean, he's holding the Monster energy drink just right after he won the UFC title, or defending it. I don't know which one this is from, but still, man. Like I said, I just don't understand the conflict. I don't understand why these guys are battling. And here's another one right here. He's got Monster Energy on his shorts, you guys. He's got Monster Energy on his shorts and a Monster Energy can holding it when he beat TJ Dillashaw. I just don't know where I don't know what the relationship between the two has fallen apart. I'm sure that, yeah, you know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I have to side with after thinking about this, I think I'll have to side with the sponsor, man. I don't think. See, I just don't have enough information. I don't think the representative Han Mulligan, he's asking too much of Dominic Cruz. If all he wants was a shout out, let's fucking do it, man. Do it, because it's not just the moment in time. It's also establishing your future relationship and your future sponsorship deal. Not just the person that, or sorry, no, just the company that you're with right now, but it's for your future sponsor as well. It's showing them what you are willing to do for the company. That's just it, man. You know what? If anyone sponsors me, I'll fucking do it. There's no argument. I mean, like, you want me to do what? Yeah, okay. Within reason. Like, I'm not gonna go and like commit a crime or anything like that. But if you're like, hey, just give me a shout out, do this for me, do that for me, I'm like, yeah. Within reason, like, if like, just don't break the law. Essentially, just don't break the law. That's just it. So that's unfortunate, because I love energy. I love Monster Energy drink. It's funny because I'm drinking Powerade right now. I'm hungover. I need some electrolytes. Yeah, so that's you guys. So that is my quick thought. I'm gonna end it right there before I go on a rant. But I just wish I would have more information on this. I don't think Monster Energy is asking for much of it, and that's my final thought. Okay. Alright, guys. So after that, we can head into our last topic of the conversation for today, and that is that just happened. Okay. So this is my favorite topic, and okay, guys. So I have 5 today. We can start with this one right here. You tell me what's happening here. you're guessing that he is spinning onto the bed, that is incorrect. Let's try again. Just the first time I saw this, I'm like, what is he doing? Okay, so if you guess that he was trying to by his ear, congratulations, you got it right. You got it right. Oh, Tony, I love it. This guy's crazy. Let's try again. So he's trying to buy his ear, guys. He's trying to buy his ear. Well, let's we could always come back to this. Let's go on to the next one. And this one right here. What's gonna happen? Oh. Kids are fun. Kids are fun. Oh, she took it to heart.
Don't push me.
I thought that, you know what? I thought that's kind of cute. Let's watch that again. That's just happened, guys. That's just happened.
You pushed me.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one, and we are back to Tony Ferguson. And let's have a look. Oh snap! That's pretty good, actually. You know what? I like the animation. Snap. If you guys don't realize, Tony Ferguson is one of my favorite fighters. He's absolutely one of the most entertaining. This guy's crazy. Chopping his elbow. Nice slice the bag. And back to me. I love that. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So this one is it's a birthday. So let's have a look. It's her 70th birthday.
To you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you.
Why would you do that?
Happy birthday to you.
I don't understand why you would do that. Aw, poor girl.
Birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know who the guy is behind her. He's got some kind of tag, some kind of badge. He might be visiting. But it seems like they're very friendly. You know what? If those two are dating, after that, like I think it's over. That is, I think that was uncalled for. Okay. So we are back to Tony Ferguson. You guys tell me, we're back to Tony. You guys tell me what he's doing here, okay? Oh. I don't know why there's no volume. There should be volume. Switch that again. There it is. Okay, there we go. I took a while for the volume to kick in. So what is Tony doing here? What is happening here? Take a guess, guys. Take a guess. Okay, so in this video right here, he's asking what Tony's doing. So it is essentially he was training his takedown. He was training his takedown. And bathtub that he's using that is supposed to represent his opponent. I'm not sure if that was a joke, because at the end of the clip, he's got the lid on it, so I'm not sure. Tony, if you're watching this, you could clarify that for me, because as you can see, it's empty. Or maybe he's just working on his balance, and there it is. Each their own, I guess. Each their own. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Okay, guys. Let's go back to this one. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a joke, because I read, you guys, big shout out to Ferguson. If you're not, please follow me. They said that he was trying to play his ear. Yeah, this is by far one of my favorite clips. I love it. I love it. Alright guys, so after that, I'm gonna bring this to an end. Thank you for watching. If you have not, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, take care, and be safe everyone. Peace.